All right. Happy end of Q3 2023. I wanted to give a quick update on 1056 North Ashland, talk a little bit about what we've been working on the last 3 months or so, and provide a couple updates. So, last time I think we talked a little bit about the masonry work that was getting done. All of that is completed now. We rebuilt the parapet walls on 1056. We did the interior walls between the two buildings, and all of that is a really good spot, and we shouldn't have anything to worry about on that front. In addition to that, we started in on a couple other things. So we did a couple exterior touch-ups to the front of the building, which I'll show here quickly. Last time we also talked about one of the vacant units that was up for rent, which we stood up as an Airbnb, got that up and running. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'll show some before and after photos, and we'll talk a little bit about the performance over the last couple months. So let's go ahead and take a look at just a couple minor upgrades. So this is the front of the two buildings here. So one of the things we wanted to do was just make it look a little fresher up front. So we went ahead and you can see this is 1054 here on the left. We removed the old address. It was basically these like cheap little stickers that you put on the window, and we installed the new kind of higher end address here, which I'll show. We painted the interior of the front of the storefront here, just to make it look clean and fresh. And then we painted these two doors. So this is like a common entry access. And then here's the entry to 1056. It's kind of this old, dirty white. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it's looking at now. So yeah, here you go. So we went ahead and removed the old address, and we added these new stainless steel address numbers here. We went ahead and painted the doors black. If this will load for me, yeah, there you see it. So the white's gone, no longer dirty and old. So we painted everything black so it looks super clean and fresh and matches the commercial storefronts. And then here's 1056. We're actually going to paint over the white lettering here, and they're going to install the same stainless steel numbers here. Again, just kind of elevate the entry of the front of these units to make it look clean and fresh. Beyond that, the next major things that we did was the Airbnb. So in 1056, those are all 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And again, as I said before, we were trying to rent it out like top of the market. And if that wasn't going to pan out, the best way to further drive the revenues for that unit was to run it out as Airbnb. So let's go ahead and go through this little video. We painted everything, which you'll see in the after photos here. And we really didn't do too much beyond that. We maybe spent $3,000 roughly on paints. We redid some of the light fixtures, and we updated some things in the bathroom. So we did some like new hardware for the towels. We replaced all the fans in here with new light fixtures. We painted all the rooms top to bottom. The flooring was in pretty good shape, so we left that as is. You can see the tenants left a little couch for us. That was nice of them. We had that tossed. But overall, the space is in really good shape. It's a nice 2 bed, 1 bath, really spacious, open sort of floor plan between the living room and the kitchen. Really nice kitchen, stainless steel appliances. All of those are in pretty good working order. So not too much to do there. And as we make our way to the back of the unit, as you can see here, in unit washer dryer, which is nice. We rehung this door, put that back in place. You'll see the bathroom here just looked a little dated. So we went ahead and patched some of the walls. We fixed the toilet, updated the lighting, got a shower curtain in here, and we actually updated the fixture of the faucet here as well, and just made it look and feel fresher, newer, etc. And then this is the second bedroom. Bedrooms are good sizes. They fit basically like a double, or I think this room actually will fit a queen, and that's what we put in there. And yeah, this is the walkthrough of that unit. So this is now, let's go ahead and look at the after photos. Here we are. So I'll just kind of click through this. So we went ahead and put together a budget for this. I think we spent around $6,000 or $7,000 to furnish the unit. Has all of the essentials, bedroom in that second bedroom. We got lighting and table and couch and all the things to be comfortable in the living room. Yeah, here you can see that front bedroom. Again, everything you would need to be comfortable came together really nicely. Kitchen, we just added a little table, fully stocked the kitchen with everything you would need. There's another view of that. click through a couple more of these. You'll notice some of my own touches. These are something I painted at one of those sort of wine and paint deals in Chicago many years ago. I figured this would be a good home for them. Yeah, here you can see we just kind of updated the lighting. We hung some new stainless steel fixtures. We upgraded the sink faucet, new toilet seat, and this started feeling really clean and fresh. And then here you go with the back bedroom. Got some lighting, bed, mirror. Again, all the stuff that you would need to be comfortable for a stay in Chicago. So I think that's all I'll show there. And then here is our listing. So we got this listed just before Labor Day. We made a really big push to get this fully furnished, got it listed on Airbnb for the Labor Day weekend. And I would say within 3 hours, we actually had 3 bookings almost immediately. So our plan there was justified. The demand is there. And I think this is going to do really well for us. From a performance perspective, we're at the end of September now. I think this month we'll have something like $2,200, 2,250, I think, in total reservations for the month of September. Market rent here was like 2 grand, maybe 2,100. So we're already above that, which is great. We'll probably be, after expenses, probably close to market rent. That was before we really dialed in the dynamic pricing, which is the key to making these run really well. So it was great that we had a relatively strong month in September. The rest of the year should be even stronger because of the dynamic pricing. And then once we get into peak season next year, this thing will probably crush. I think it'll do over 3 grand a month on average in the long run. Other good news here is we actually also listed this on our short-term listing site called Furnish Finders. And through that, we already have a booking from October through the end of January, which tend to be our slower months. October, November, December are usually okay. For sure, January is awful in a ghost town. And February is also going to be, I think, tough for us once we get there. But we got a booking for $3,000 a month with a travel nurse that's going to stay in this unit for those months. And then the only month we'll really have to focus on filling is February. And then once we get back into March, we start ramping into peak season and it's going to do really well. So really happy with how this turned out. The unit looks great. The listing is already doing really well. And we're sort of up and running with everything that we would need to be doing. So that's in a really good spot. Beyond that, everything is going to a plan. We're a little bit behind. We still have lease up to do. Not all of the rents for all of the rest of the units are to market yet because of pre-existing leases, which is fine. That was part of the plan and we'll continue to be able to move forward as expected. And this is going to help even further bolster a lot of the revenues that we would see. So it'll actually fill in some of the, what they call loss to lease, where you're not quite at market rent for the entire building. So I think we'll be able to continue to drive rents through next year. And I think by the end of next year, we'll be at probably fully market rent, which is exactly where we want to be. So again, everything's going according to plan. This listing is performing really well. If you happen to be visiting in Chicago, reach out. You can actually book it right here. But yeah, we have an operational Airbnb in the heart of Wicker Park, which is awesome. So the last point here is really distribution. So I'll be running the distribution here at the end of the month. We are going to be targeting like 9 or 10% cash on cash returns. So that'll be getting sent out and deposited to accounts. So really excited for that. And again, yeah, we'll just kind of keep on rolling. No major CapEx plans. We knocked out most of the big things that we needed to have done. One thing did come up in the past couple months. We replaced a water heater for one of the commercial tenants that died on us. Totally expected. Some of these units are much older, and we actually have budget for those for the other units if another one does pop up. So again, things are going really well here. We're keeping up with the distributions, got everything operational, and yeah, we're in a really good spot. Last thing I wanted to touch on. Some of you may be wondering, when is the next deal coming? So I just wanted to let everyone know I am actively on the hunt. I'm working on one deal right now. I've been actively negotiating. The returns are not quite as good as this deal at the price we're at right now. So that might not go through, but I wanted to let you know, actively on the hunt to find another deal that's going to perform as well as this with just as much upside. Things are getting a lot tougher. Interest rates in the market are much higher. This deal, our APR on this was like 5.38. I'm getting quoted closer to 7% right now, which makes the economics of these much more difficult to pencil. And as a result, sellers are going to have to lower their prices. And so we're in this weird spot where interest rates came up very quickly and sellers still have high prices in their mind. And we're going to have to navigate through that or find motivated sellers that really need to get out of a deal in order for it to be a deal that's going to make sense for us. So it's on deck. I'm actively pursuing it. I'm calling on sellers that might be interested in selling and trying to put something together. So well, I will likely be putting out a email soon to start to see who might be interested, to start providing soft commits for an upcoming deal so that we have some capital lined up. But that's the game plan for now. I'm still working on it, still in flight, and more to come. So that's all I got for now until we have our next update.